How to entertain the kids when they are off from school for such a long time and you don't have vacation days, or at least not that many. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for joining. I was just talking to a friend in the US and she was telling me that in 2 weeks the summer break will start. And as some of you know or have maybe watched one of my other videos, when I was mentioning that in the US the kids are off for almost 3 months. So for everyone now in Germany, we have, probably from a timing perspective, we have the same weeks. However, we have them spread around the whole year. So more or less every 6 weeks, the kids are off from school either for a week or two, or in summer also for 6 weeks. But in the US, it's 13 weeks in a row. And then the rest of the year, it's just I think it's only 5 days over Christmas, and then there's this special spring break week that's over Easter, and that some of you might know from movies, is very famous in the US, especially for teenagers or kids in the age of 17, 18, or especially when they are 21. And then they are also allowed to drink. And there's a lot of alcohol involved, and then they go somewhere and just do partying. So, but let's go back actually to now the summer break, because as also some of you might know, in the US it's very common that both parents work full time. And then of course you need something to entertain your kid while you're at work. And in the US also the people not having that many vacation days compared to what we have here in Europe. I also captured one of my other videos, especially on this topic, because by law, Americans have 0 vacation days. So the employer does not have to give vacation days to the employees. However, most of the companies give around 5 or 10 days per year. So I know our employer in the US gave 15 days as a standard, so 3 weeks. And this also increased with the time you worked for the company. Some of my colleagues worked for the company for a very, very long time, so they had even more vacation days, however. But again, let's basically focus on the summer break now. I will try to not bring up other things and just focus on that. How to entertain the kids when they are off from school for such a long time and you don't have vacation days, or at least not that many. The answer is very simple, because in the US it's very common that the kids go to summer camp. And some of you might know this from movies. There are many movies out there that also involves a summer camp. There are a difference between day camps and overnight camps. So the day camp is basically the parents drop their kid in the morning at the summer camp and then picks it up at night. And the overnight camp, as also the name already implies, you stay overnight. When we lived in the US, we focused on the day camps. So basically every morning we dropped our daughter at different camps, and then she spent the day there, and then in the evening we picked her up. And there are different kinds of camps. So we picked one that was at a lake, and the kids were outside the whole day. And especially in July and August, it's very, very hot in New Jersey, also very humid. So it was good to have her at the lake, so they were allowed to go swimming, and then they also did some hikes because it was close to a wood. But then of course you had to use a lot of mosquito repellent because of all the mosquitoes that there were out there. Plenty of camps that are offered, and usually in January or February, this is when you have to apply for those camps. Otherwise it will be sold out, and then you end up with having no camp at all, or only a very, very expensive one, because that are the ones that fill up at last. Maybe this is also a good bridge to when it comes to cost. Summer camps can be very pricey. Of course, you know, they take care of your kid for a whole week or whole day and entertain it from, it depends on the time, but usually we had this from 8 till 5. There are camps out there, they cost for 4 weeks around 5K. I know now some of you, especially the Germans, would say, well, woo, this is a lot of money. Yes, it is a lot of money. But first of all, you have to entertain your kid. You have to find something, otherwise you can't go to work. And some of those camps are great. I have to admit, we never sent our daughter to such a camp because because I'm German, I was also not willing to pay such a huge amount of money. We usually camps that were offered from our township, so where we lived. They also offer camps that were not that pricey, but also from a quality, probably, you know, they didn't have a horseback riding class, they didn't had bowling, but they had a lake and they had games and they had other kids, and this is usually what the kids needs. So, and their cost around between 300 and 400 US dollars a week, which still, compared to here in Germany, it's still a lot. Here in Germany, we have every 6 weeks, we have a break from school and we have to find something to entertain our daughter. So we also have the concept of camps here. It's still a bit different. However, my daughter just last week, when she was off from school, she went to a horse camp, and this was also a day camp. I dropped her in the morning at 8 and picked her up at 5, and the cost for the whole week was 80 euros. So if you compare this now, you see how much more expensive a camp is in the US. However, there's also the need to have your kid entertained, because there in the US it's not allowed to leave your child at home by themselves, which is different here. So even my daughter could stay for a couple hours by herself, and you know, social service would not come and pick her up. So that's the difference. Also, because in the US people sue much easier than here. So therefore, from an insurance perspective, this is also something that each camp needs, and therefore this also sums up the price. One of my friends, their daughter went to a camp, and this was a phenomenal camp. They had horseback riding, they had swim lessons every day, they had a pool, they had what else did they have? They had bowling, they had a slack line, they had everything. And however, this also cost, and she went for 8 weeks, and for 8 weeks it cost 7.5K for those 8 weeks. They also had door-to-door pickup. So they pick up your child in the morning from your house, and in the evening they bring the kid back to the door. Of course, you also have to pay for that, and they also get drinks the whole day and food the whole day. So you basically just put your child in front of the house, and then at night you get it back. But yeah, you also pay for that. And the thing is, because her daughter liked it so much, this child wants to go there now every year. So and she got a bit crazy with that, because she thought, okay, this is you know, one special camp once in a lifetime. However, because it was so special, it was so wonderful, the child wants to go there again. She told me she will use this camp for only half the time this summer, and then signed her daughter up at the township camp. So let's see how this works. So this just should give you a bit of an understanding between how the kids are entertained in the US versus Germany or Europe in general. If you maybe went to a camp yourself when you was a kid, either in Germany or in the US, please put them in the comment field below, and yeah, share your experience. I'm very happy for all your comments and looking forward to those. And if you enjoy my channel, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And for now, I wish you a wonderful day and talk soon. Bye.